Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Shadow bringing you guys another video here. It's been a little while since my last upload, but we are uploading the last of the Koby locals. This is a 2-round local. I lost the Ice Roll and they chose to go second, which is good for them. Obviously, GP wants to go second for Curve. I personally think going second is better for Koby, but we do open up with the Kujiaku, which does find our Hibari, which Hibari is personally, I think, one of the best cards in the deck. The -2 on playing and swinging at a character and then being able to swing at an active with your leader, very good. You do see GP opens up with a double event search there, so trying to dig for their Sanji Pudding, which is a great opening hand. Obviously double search, that's why they want to go second. I do swing 5, he takes it. Very early on, GP's pretty much want to take probably like the first or second life, because again, you're pretty much digging for Sanji Pudding. And then here he does another Zoro, and I believe he's gonna find another one off of it. You did see I established a Borsalino, which Borsalino has an ability of activate main, rest this character to give something else, the ability to swing at active characters. So having this Borsalino established before this Hibari this turn is very essential, because now Hibari is going to reduce the Zoro by 2k, bringing it down to 4. Borsalino, I'm going to choose to give my Kujiaku the ability to attack actives, because when she attacks, she's going to give herself plus 1000 and then allow my leader to attack active. So you are going to see here, I do use Kujiaku's second ability to activate main, trash herself, give 1000 to another character. So bump her up to 8k to pretty much guarantee the clear on this Zoro. Probably the best thing would have been to leave it at the 7k, swing it over, because it still would have required at the minimum 2ks, and then I could have swung with leader over it just to guarantee either another card or clear. And then Kujiaku could have been used later in the match as far as giving something else an attack stat. So you do see my opponent, I am facing Moose here, a regular on the channel. Establish another Zoro searches and swing 7 with leader. I do trigger out an event, and I'm going to grab the Honesty Impact. The event card is allowing me to look at top 3, grab a Navy, trash the rest. So Honesty Impact is the move, since I do know now he has the Sanji Pudding. That way I can at least guarantee removal with the event there. So you do see I'm going to tap 6, play out the Helmeppo, trashing the Koby, and I do draw a card after the trash as well. And I'm going to play the Koby out. You're going to see Moose here is going to ask to look at the cards and pretty much figure out exactly how it all gets played out. But doing it like this, because I'm going to choose a Koby to choose itself to swing at active. So it's going to be a 9k swing into the 6k. So if he does decide to protect it, I am going to be able to swing Hibari, give my leader active, and swing 6k into it once again. Pretty much asking for more counter. So I do swing 9 into it. He just decided to let it go. I do use the ability to buff my leader up to 6k. So at this point now, we're going to pressure his leader a bit. But before I do, I am using the search event once again. And I find a Ripper, which is a 1-cost blocker, and I can only use it as long as I have a black Navy type character on the field that is not Ripper. So I swing 6, he counters out of that one, 7 with Hibari, takes that life, and then does find the search event, finding him a Sanji Pudding. So this is the last thing I wanted him to get out of life, was a search event, and especially into a Sanji Pudding, since this deck pretty much revolves around it. But not only that, it's this combo right here. So it's gonna be a Luffy Taro to Sanji Pudding, and this is the absolute worst for me because Koby has pretty much a rough time dealing with 2 bodies being established, much less big bodies. So Luffy Taro's an 8k, the Sanji Pudding's a 7k. So I do have the ability to attack actives. It's just a little rough. And you do see he does proc leader ability here, which is gonna send 2 Dawn, restand 2, and then get 1 back from the Sanji Pudding. So main thing I want to do here is pretty much remove the Sanji Pudding. And I want to get rid of this because this is pretty much, again, what GP revolves around, being able to get a Dawn back after using leader ability. But the big issue is the Luffy Taro. So I can get rid of 1, but he still is going to have an 8k body on the board. And again, very difficult to remove 2 big bodies. So at best, I can guarantee a clear with the Honesty Impact. And it all comes down to whether or not I want to choose to do the Sanji Pudding or the Luffy Taro. And you do see here, he is going to swing, it looks like a 9k to leader. I do give him the Borsalino blocker. I kind of want to stay healthy for a just in case Secret Rush Luffy, because that's the last thing I want to get bopped with in this match. But I do use Honesty Impact, and I choose to use it on the Sanji Pudding because, again, he wants to see this. He's been digging for this card. Luffy Taro is an 8k body, but I do have a doll in the hand, which is going to reduce something by 6k. And as long as I have Hibaris, you know, I am going to be able to swing over them. Or if he decides to leave it up, leader can swing into actives. So you do see I was contemplating. I do grab a Ripper off of the search there. Pretty much one of the only valid targets. Ein is not a searchable target, which is unfortunate because Ein would have helped so much at this point where we are at. So I do just swing 7 to leader. And the only reason why I'm not swinging with my leader first is because with the last 2 Dawn, I am going to establish 2 Rippers. Pretty much just trying to build the board right here to protect it. Don't want to let Helmeppo or Hibari die because that's essentially my only pressure here. So gotta keep them healthy. But we did drain 2 cards from hand there. And what's worse than 1 Luffy Taro? 2 Luffy Taros with us. Another Sanji Pudding with it. So Moose here definitely hit the gas for sure. I'm seeing the Luffy Taro back-to-back turns with Sanji Puddings is the absolute best case scenario for him. Worst case scenario for me, since at this point I now have to deal with 3 different bodies that are on the field, and I do have a double doll in my hand right now, which I could establish double doll to reduce the Luffy Taro that is rested, and I can also reduce the Sanji Pudding, because what I could do and what I could choose to do is pretty much swing 7k over the Luffy Taro and then a 5k over the Sanji Pudding. But it's just going to come down to what he has in hand. So 1 Dawn up, you can pretty much guess that he's got a Gum Gum Giant. So that's risky. I want to guarantee clears here. So I do use the Hibari and then choosing the Luffy Taro that's rested to give it minus 2k. And then I'm going to do a doll, which is an on-play trash 1 card, gives something minus 6k. So I'm going to choose the Sanji Pudding to give the 6k to, because leader will be able to swing over after Hibari swings. So Hibari, since it was just played, it does give the minus 2, and then leader will give it the pseudo rush to swing at characters. So I'm choosing to do 7k into the Luffy Taro here, since it is now a 6k right now currently. So not much really wiggle room. If it's a 5k, this would have been so much better, but being a 6k, it's at least a minimum a 2k counter for the Luffy Taro here. And you do see here he's contemplating, and he does use a Gum Gum Giant, which kind of shows me that he's kind of bricked. So that's what I really wanted to see there. So I choose to swing 7k with the other Hibari here, and I'm pretty much doing this to try to dwindle the hand so that I can pretty much clear the Sanji Pudding with Koby. So I do swing Koby now into the 1k Sanji Pudding, and I attach my last Dawn and swing 8k into this Luffy Taro, and he ends up saving it with a double 2k. So as you just saw, I just swung 3 times at a Luffy Taro and once at the Sanji Pudding. I was able to at least clear one of the bodies. What I needed to do that turn was pretty much clear the Luffy Taro with the Sanji Pudding. Unfortunately, he was able to protect it, which is kind of what leaves this match still in his favor here. Establishes another Sanji Pudding here, is going to get a draw. Does use leader ability to buff himself up, and now he's going to Nami search here. And he's going to search into another Gum Gum Giant. So, I know a lot of people are bringing up that Gum Gum Giant needs a ban, are very problematic. It's a very good card, and you can play around it. It's just, man, purple players can just always draw into this card. So he does search the Gum Gum Giant, and he does swing 7k to, I believe it was Hibari. I do 2k counter out of it. Swings 8 into the Helmeppo, and then I just blocked the last Luffy Taro swing. So in order to make this a little bit better for myself, I did need that Helmeppo to make this a lot easier for myself. But at this point, I just put down a doll, trashed the last card in hand, reduced the Sanji Pudding, and I have to essentially hope that I can clear 3 bodies. So very wishful thinking there. So 3 cards in hand, we do know he's got a Gum Gum Giant, so it's going to be very tricky to pretty much swing around any of this, since again, the Luffy Taros are all 8Ks. And then here I also mess up because I declare an 8k swing to a Luffy Taro here when it should have been a 9k, since Hibari gives herself a plus 1k. Does not matter, he is going to use a Gum Gum Giant to get out of this swing, and I'm going to declare a 10k swing into the other Luffy Taro with the other Hibari when it should have been an 11k swing. Maybe it could have swayed it in my favor if I declared the right attack numbers, because then Koby swings 5k into the 1k Sanji Pudding, clearing 2, leaving him with 3 swings. So yeah, it could have potentially swung my way depending on what he has in hand. So I mean, it is what it is. You definitely got to remember the ability of the card. So yeah, it should have been a, it looks like, yeah, no, actually that might have been right, 10k swing. So it is what it is. He's just gonna 5 down on the Nami, swing out, swing Luffy Taro. I take that one. I'm block the last one, and leader ability, and swings out and loses. I lose. But yeah, if you guys enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment down below what you guys thought, and I'll catch you on the next one.